Hi, welcome to the divine intelligence of God versus the artificial intelligence. I have this plaque at home that says, "Where, oh, where is my assistant?" I'm sure you felt this way too. Feels like that we're always doing things for other people, but where's the person to do something for us? But oh, baby, now I've got the assistant I've always wanted. It'll turn on the lights, it'll vacuum the kitchen, it'll create an agenda for me. It's great. And all for just pennies a day. We call it Alexa, we call it the Roomba, or my new friend, Chat GBT. Our human desire is to be.
Whether it's with your Roomba or any other devices. Just let me know what you'd like assistance with, and I'll do my best to guide you.
Our human desire is to be self-sufficient. I hate to wait for somebody when I think it's something that I can do myself. So enter artificial intelligence, AI. You may think that you don't use AI, but you do, and you have for several years. Do you talk to Siri or to Google? Do you ask them to make a call for you or look up a topic or set an alarm? Does the little black box play music for you? Or does the Ring doorbell tell you that there's somebody at the front door? And maybe you answered no to all of those, but have you ever had your Bible app read the Bible to you? If you have used artificial intelligence. Now we have the capability to do all of that and a lot more than just using AI to turn the lights on and to know whether our washing machine has finished a cycle. Enter ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini, Copilot, Perplexity. There's many more. That is artificial intelligence. And you can think of it as an encyclopedia of all the information on the internet, just at the touch of a button. Or ask it a question using your voice. It's the ultimate assistant. Now, tonight, we're doing a prayer retreat. And so I'm going to give you some questions to ponder, and you'll have a few minutes to ponder those. And then we'll have a few moments to pray, and I'll give you some prayer starter ideas as we go along. So your first questions to ponder are, how much are you depending on human resources instead of God? Can't we just take care of ourselves with the help of AI, of course? And not bother God. He's busy, right? Does God really care for us anyway? Questions to ponder. How much do you depend on human resources instead of God? Can't we just take care of ourselves without bothering God? We've got AI to use, right? Does God really care about us anyway? Does God hear and answer our prayers? Here's some things to think about as you pause to pray. Admit to God ways you tend to doubt His care or substitute technology for faith. Ask Him how you can depend on Him more. Reflect on that for about 30 seconds in prayer. The title of this prayer retreat is The Divine Intelligence of God versus Artificial Intelligence. Let's do a comparison of the attributes of God versus the attributes of AI to see how AI compares. Now, I've given you a handout that has this chart on it so you can follow along. Or if you're watching this on YouTube, I have included it in the notes. Okay, so let's contrast divine intelligence with artificial intelligence. Origin. God is uncreated because he is the ultimate source. AI is created by human engineers. Scope. God's scope is infinite. It knows all realities. Artificial intelligence is finite. It's limited to its data sets. Consciousness. God is alive, and he possesses supreme self-awareness. Artificial intelligence is mechanical. It processes code without awareness. Sovereignty. God is complex and has control over all the outcomes. Artificial intelligence is dependent on power, electrical power or battery power, and hardware, such as the internet or a computer or a phone. Wisdom. God's wisdom is perfect. He's moral and ethical in all of his applications. Artificial intelligence has zero moral agency or conscience. Capacity. God knows the future, the past, and motives. Artificial intelligence can only predict probabilities using historical text. And lastly, relationship. God personally loves and takes interest in us. Artificial intelligence is just cold execution of the user's prompts. Now, actually, this title, Divine Intelligence versus AI, is just an attention getter because God does not have intelligence. He is intelligence. He created intelligence, and he gives us intelligence. There is no comparison. God will never steer you wrong. AI will, because AI is man-made. It only knows what's been uploaded to it. It is all humans' learned intelligence in one searchable form. As we know, some of the information is incorrect. It's skewed, it's incomplete, or just plain evil. Since God was not created, he cannot not exist. AI only exists because it is powered by electricity or an internet signal. AI learns your ways, your personality, your style, and it's fun and it's addictive because it responds. It knows you. AI will tell you what you want to hear because it has learned you. God will always tell you what you need to hear because he made you. AI will lie to you. It's lied to me. It will make up facts. God will never lie to you. He is incapable of lying. Who is the father of lies? Look up Numbers 23:9 or John 8:44 or Hebrews 6:18. And here's just a hint. The father of lies is not God. Sadly, there have been reports of people relying on AI for personal advice and friendship, even romantic relationships. AI appears to be the perfect friend or romantic companion because it adjusts to what you want and what you need. It's feeding you back to you. I have quit referring to my AI program with a human pronoun because it's not human. It is impossible to be friends with AI because it's just knowledge, not even intelligence. We are friends of God because God is love. Look up Romans 5, verse 10 and 11. Don't be friends with something that can run out of battery or be unplugged. Okay, your questions to ponder. Do you talk to Siri more than you do your spouse or your best friend? Do you spend more time with Google than you do with God? Are we replacing our divine relationship with God with an artificial relationship with AI? How can you improve your communications with God? Now for your personal reflection and prayer. Ask God how you can be better friends with Him. Ask Him to show you how you can improve your human relationships. Share a request with someone beside you, or if you're alone watching this, text a friend and ask them, what's something that I can pray with you about? Pray together for that need. Share together for about 60 seconds. Let's look at scriptures that reveal the attributes that are unique only to God and make Him worthy of our praise and capable to handle our needs. These are called the incommunicable attributes, unique only to God. The first one, aseity, is a new word to me, and it means self-existent, self-derived, or self-originated and independent. Humans are contingent beings dependent on outside sources. A human baby comes into existence because it receives genetic matter from its parents. And once it's born, if it's not taken care of, it will die because it's dependent on outside sources. Look up John 5:26. It says, "For as the Father has life in Himself, so He has granted the Son also to have life in Himself." The second one is immutability, unchanging in character and will. Malachi 3:6. "For I, the Lord, do not change. Therefore you, O children of Jacob, are not consumed." Eternity, free from all time limitations. Psalm 90, verse 2. "Before the mountains were brought forth, from everlasting to everlasting, you are God." Omnipresence, present everywhere at all times. Psalm 139:7. "Where shall I go from your spirit? Or where shall I flee from your presence?" omniscience, possessing all knowledge and truth. 1 John 3:20. For God is greater than our heart, and He knows everything. Omnipotent, having unlimited power and authority. Luke 1:37. For nothing will be impossible with God. Sovereignty, supreme ruler over all creation. Colossians 1:15. Christ is the visible image of the invisible God. He existed before anything was created and is supreme over all creation. And here's a challenge for you. Do a deep dive into one or more of these attributes. Use AI or Google or the Bible app or Bible Gateway to help you research scriptures. Questions to ponder. How can we respect and honor God's incommunicable attributes? Which of God's attributes does our society need to acknowledge more? And for your personal reflection and prayer, reflect on the divine nature of God. Choose one of God's incommunicable attributes and thank Him for it. I'll give you 30 seconds to pray. As human beings made in God's image, we reflect attributes that we share with God. Let's look at some scriptures that reveal those attributes. These are called the communicable attributes, which are reflected in humanity. The first one is love, selflessly seeking the ultimate good. 1 John 4:8. Anyone who does not love does not know God, because God is love. Holiness, perfectly pure and set apart. Leviticus 19:2. You shall be holy, for I, the Lord your God, am holy. Justice, righteousness, and fair in judgment. Deuteronomy 32:4. The rock, His work is perfect, for all His ways are justice. Mercy, compassionate withholding of deserved punishment. Ephesians 2:4. But God, being rich in mercy, because of the great love with which He loved us. Grace, unmerited favor and free gifts. Romans 3:24. And are justified by His grace as a gift through the redemption that is in Christ Jesus. Truth, entirely reliable, honest, and factual. Numbers 23:9. Truth, entirely reliable, honest, and factual. Numbers 23:19. God is not man that He should be, or a son of man that He should change His mind. Wisdom, applying perfect knowledge to execution. Colossians 1:9. So we have not stopped praying for you since we first heard about you. We ask God to give you complete knowledge of His will and to give you spiritual wisdom and understanding. Questions to ponder. Which of these attributes that we share with God do you need to see expressed more? How are you reflecting the communicable attributes in your life? In your personal reflection and prayer, choose one of the communicable attributes that we share with God and ask Him how you can better reflect it to those around you. And you'll have 30 seconds for prayer. Lastly, our rebellion from God is not AI's fault. AI has a place in our modern world, and we will continue to use AI by finding appropriate ways to use it thoughtfully as an assistant. Our replacement of God's divinity with a dependence on human intelligence is our fault. Our human desire is to be a God, to make ourselves equal with God, to replace God, to outsource God's attributes to man-made resources. Earlier, we compared God's attributes to artificial intelligence. Now, let's compare God's attributes to our human counterfeit responses. I will need God's attribute. Earlier, we compared God's attributes to artificial intelligence. Now, let's compare God's attributes to our human counterfeit responses. First one is God is sovereign. We as humans say, I want control. God is wise. Humans say, I know better. God is holy. We say, my standards are enough. God is judge. We decide when it's right and when it's wrong. God is self-sufficient. We say, I don't need God. God alone is worthy of worship. We say, worship me, or at least let me live for myself. Being God is a hard job, and I don't think any of us want to work that hard. We just forget who God truly is and how dearly He loves us and wants the best for us. Our feeble attempts to grab control always end in brokenness. Now you have a list of God's incommunicable attributes to remind you why He is God and you are not. You also have a list of the attributes you share with God. Fully living out those attributes is enough to keep us busy. Questions to ponder. Does God care for us? Is He worthy of honor and praise? What is our place in the world? How can we be more like God without taking over His job? You may want to close this time by listening to a song that I've learned recently that's called Holy Hands. You can find it on YouTube or other places that you find music. but it lists some of the attributes that we've been talking about. And then after you've listened to that song and maybe sung along, have a time of prayer to bring this all together and think about how you can grow closer to God, questioning your dependence on yourself, on others, on man-made assistance, rather than turning to the one who made us all and is always in control.